Good morning, YouTubers. It is October 11th, 2019, and these are your morning announcements. So today Rick comes home from California. So everybody say a little quick prayer and ask the Lord to make sure that he has a safe travel home. Today is also Judith's surgery day, so say a quick prayer for her, that her surgery goes without issue and clears up the problem. And yeah, it's kind of a rainy, dank, blech day today. It's not cold. It says that it's in the 70s right now, 71. But there is a cold front coming. It's in the Dakotas right now. Some of my friends over in the Dakotas are saying that it's like in the mid to low 30s. I'm not ready for that yet, guys. But it's coming. I just hope that we don't get any snow, because we still have leaves on the trees, like lots of leaves. Like the leaves aren't even completely changed yet. So if we were to get some snow now, that would be devastating to these trees. Don't want to see that happen. Oh yeah. So this morning I was thinking about addiction. And I'm one of those people who gets addicted to anything and everything. It's stupid how much I get addicted. Both my parents smoked when I was a kid. I hated smoking, and what happened? I grew up to be a smoker. My father drank too much, and although he was not he wasn't a mean drunk. Sometimes he got mean. But it upset my mom so much when he drank, and so like all my life when I was little, I was like, I'm never gonna drink, blah, 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 blah. Until I was about 13, and I had my first sip of beer, and something exploded in me. By the time I turned 15, I was like drinking every weekend, and it was like that up until 3 months ago when I quit. And you know, just thinking about it now with a clear head, it just blows my mind that I got so freaking attached to it, when as a kid I absolutely hated the fact that my dad was drinking, and I hated what it was doing to my family. I mean, I remember as a little kid taking a beer bottle full of beer and going out in the front yard and just smashing it on the front walkway. And I remember my dad getting really, really mad about it, because he would have to pay like a fine on the deposit for the bottles. And that's all. I don't know. And then I grew up to be somebody who drank probably just as much, if not more, than he did every weekend. Well, no, I didn't drink as much as my dad. That's not true. My dad would go through 48 bottles of beer in the course of a weekend. I'd go through maybe a 16 pack or a 20 pack. But still, I mean, that's just insane. It's insane how much I drink. So I got addicted to that. And then, you know, growing up too, I was very thin. I was a very skinny little girl until I got into my 30s, and the alcohol started taking its toll on my body, and I became addicted to food on top of it. And yeah, I am one of those people who just gets addicted, man. Why is that? Is it in my genetics? I mean, when I think back on it, I mean, I know both grandmas at one point were kind of heavy. At one point my mom was heavy. She's not anymore, but she was. But she struggles with food addiction too. She's like me. She's an emotional eater. It doesn't matter what the emotion is, whether it's good or bad, whether it's celebration or agony or depression or whatever, we eat. So I guess, I guess all those things just like epigenetically attached to me too. But I'm trying to lean on God as much as I can. Trying to give it to Him and not take it back. Once I get the weight off, I'm gonna work on quitting vaping and get away from nicotine. But right now, the food and the alcohol are what I'm focusing on. They seem to be having the most traumatic impact on my health at the moment. So that's what I'm going for, is to dude, you better let me in. Here I come. That's what I'm working on right now. So, and when you guys think of it, just say a little prayer for me now and then. I'd appreciate it. God has this. I've put it in His hands, and He's made it amazingly easy for me. I mean, this time around, I've been on so many diets. I've tried so many times to quit drinking, and this time feels very, very, very different. And I think it's because I'm not trying to do this completely on my own. I've put this in God's hands, and I'm letting God give me the strength and the willpower to stay away from the things that I crave. And it's been working. And the devil's been trying to hit me. He has. Rick, who I love, who knows I'm struggling with this. Last night he went to a restaurant. He's still in California. He's coming home today. He went to a restaurant, and in this restaurant they had like hundreds of beers that you could choose from. And he's not a beer drinker. He's not. But he saw all the beers that were available, and he was just astounded. And he started sending me pictures of this menu, which was like 5 or 6 pages long. That was just all these different beers just listed that they had available for their customers. And after he sent the pictures, I'm like, that's nice and everything, but you do realize I'm trying to quit drinking, right? And this is not really helpful, And I wasn't sassy or mean. When you've lived with somebody for 30 years, and for 30 years they were a certain way, I can't expect him to overnight remember that I'm not drinking. You know what I mean? And so, I know he didn't mean anything by it, or he wasn't trying to get me to drink, but I thought, oh, see how crafty the devil is? See how crafty he is? But, he's like, oh, geez, I'm sorry, honey. And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. It's all good. And I let it go. But, man, the devil doesn't want me to succeed in this. He wants me to fail, So any prayers that you guys send up, I would certainly appreciate, you guys. It's really important that I get myself in better health. I can't be a spiritual assistant to anyone if I am struggling with these demons, so please pray for me. So anyways, that's all I have to say today. I've talked long enough. I love you guys. I hope you have an incredible weekend full of love, laughter, and light. My good friend Lisa Free Spirit is going live tonight, I believe, so keep an eye out for her. God is restoring her spiritual gifts, and I'm very appreciative of that. And so I'm going to go over there and hopefully give her some support. I hope you guys do too. Take care, everybody. Mwah. I love you. All right, bye-bye.